Hi guys, welcome to OG Trades. Today we'll go over the FTI performance manual on becoming a professional trader. We're in module 2. So yesterday we discussed chapter 1 and 2 of the module 2, which is building an operating system. So today we'll go over chapter 3 and 4 apparently. So let's dive in. Chapter 3, earn the right to trade. The market opens every day, opportunity does not. Now this is very important. The market is always there. Market is not running away. Opportunities are not always there in the market. I mean, yes, there is a saying opportunities are always there, but opportunities for you to take are not always there. But the market is always open. That's a good thing. So you need to filter out the opportunities you often take in the market. Don't go for opportunities because you are seeing opportunity. Wait for the best opportunities to come to you. Don't pursue, don't chase. Wait for them to come. The best traders, they wait for opportunities to come. You don't need to always look for opportunities in the market. You wait for them to show, present itself. Then your job is just to execute. An open market does not automatically justify taking a trade. Never. Now look at this. Availability is not opportunity. Price is always moving, but movement alone is not opportunity. Professionals wait for probability, not activity. Now there is a difference between activity and probability because the market is always open and there is always action. There is always movement. Price is always going up and down. Now you ask yourself, do are these movements in the market the best? Are they in the best probability in my favor? Are the probabilities in my favor? Because remember, trading is a game of probabilities. You need to tip as much probability to your favor to be in any trade, whether buy, sell. Ask yourself questions: is the probability in the best favor? That's one of the best opportunities to take in the market. Remember, action does not mean probability. You need to wait for the best probability to be in any particular trade. Now listen, the discipline of saying no. Professional traders become successful not only because of the trades they take, but because of the poor trades they consistently reject. You need to learn how to say no to the market because the market is like a honey trap. They always, sending you these signals, giving you these opportunities to be in the trade. You know, when I came into trading earlier on, 247, you're looking for opportunities in the market because you're seeing prices moving up and down. You're not waiting for your right opportunity. Now, as a trader, you need to consistently be on a filtering journey. You need to always filter out the ones you don't want. Learn how to say no. There are poor trades that are I've seen a guy that he only takes A plus setups, and you need to identify those. Along the line, we'll talk more about that in the book. So we'll dig in later on that. Now, the job is not to find trades. Look at that. Your job is not to find trades. It is to filter them, like we said. Long-term success comes from rejecting poor opportunities with discipline. You need to know how to say no. Now, if you're someone who doesn't know how to say no, like most aspect of your life, as a trader, you need to learn that. Now we'll go back to identity as a trader. Remember, you can always change who you are. You can always change who you're becoming. It is a constant evolving space. You need to grow. You need to change. You don't come into the space saying, "Oh, I am this. I'm not going to do this. I am that. I'm not going to do that." Learn the possible way to always change, always be in the best place you can to become a professional trader. Let's move over to chapter 4. Chapter 4 says protecting your decision capital. Now, when I say your decision capital, most people will think, what do you mean by that? I mean, the only capital we know in the market is your money. No, there are other capitals in the market. There are your actual funds, and there are your decision capitals, your mental capitals. Now you see, your account is not the only thing that can run out. When you blow accounts, you think you are just blowing money. No, your ability to make quality decisions can too. Now, before that plunging of your account, before if you're a prop firm trader, before having that realization that my account is gone, you've already run out of quality decisions that you made because of the poor ones you've been choosing over the quality ones. You can only make few good decisions. And you can only make a few bad decisions also. So you need to choose carefully the decisions you're making in the market. See, every decision consumes mental energy. By the time the market opens, many traders have already got exhausted much of their decision capital on unimportant choices. You see, even when the market is almost open, most of us have just, I mean, I do that a lot. Before even being in the trade, I've already, you know, I've been scrolling on my phone, I've been doing this, I've been doing other things, or trying to decide what I'm going to eat, or, those are decision capitals. Those are also mental capitals. Those are things you need to protect before coming into your, trading space or anything. Before, this is how you build a professional career through trading. While professionals simplify everything. Now, this is very important. We see trading as this, you know, gigantic or maybe mathematical something. Yes, there are quant traders, there are other aspects of traders that needs those technical terms. But as a trader, your job is to simplify things. Elite performers simplify clothing, meals, routines to reserve mental energy for important decisions. Traders should do the same. Athletes, they have the simplest routines. They only have, let me give you an example, Cristiano Ronaldo. They think he wakes up and do this so many, no, he's dialed in on the simplest things he can do. And I personally have grown to that level where I know that if you wake me up to 500 years from now, let me say we can live up to that. That's an exaggeration. But let me just put it out there. And you wake me up and say, "What are you having for breakfast?" I'll just tell you, I want to have egg, bread, and banana for breakfast. I've been having that for the past a year, half and 1.5 year now. Bread, banana, and maybe I just add, what's it called, black coffee. As simple as that. I've been having that every day. Now, that's as simple as it gets. Even with clothing, probably you see some people they just want to wear black tea, white tea, or just put on a shirt. Or they say I don't want, like all the people I don't want to wear a suit. I don't want to do. You don't need those mental decision capitals to be exhausted on irrelevant things before coming into the market. You need to have simple things that you need to achieve or simple things that you need to decide on. You keep it simple, you move on with your day. Then there is something called the energy leak. Listen, the energy leak. Notifications, arguments, poor sleep, social media, like I said, scrolling, conflicting opinions, they are slowly dwelling your attentions. You need to reduce the noise as much as you can. Even if you like someone who likes playing music, yeah, you can just put on. But deviating from other things or giving your attention to things that are relevant before the market, those are the things that are costing you your mental capital or your decision capital. But there is a rule of one. There is a rule of one. The rule of one says one market, one strategy, one section, one checklist, one review, one improvement. Simplicity protects clarity. You see that? Let me give you a backstory. When I started trading, I always find it difficult to journal. Not because I don't like doing the boring thing, the boring stuff. I mean, during the weekend, I can take hours to prepare for the week, go over fundamentals, go over in the news, correlate how it affects this and that. But when it comes to journaling, I find it very hard to sit down and journal. Now, I started asking myself, why does this bother me? Why is this an issue? Now, I realized that, oh, it's not really about my ability to do these things. I can do it. It's not that I've started so many decisions, like I've started so many things. I'm neglecting the rule of one entirely. I've started so many things to do just for journaling. So when it comes to journaling, I can do it maybe when I'm excited, maybe, yeah, because I started out, when I'm having a good days, the PNS are with everything, you're excited to do things about trading. You find me doing it. But when I'm in red days, when it's hard to actually face those things, which is which are the most important days to face, you find me slacking on them. Now I ask myself, why is this happening to me? Now I found out that there are so many things that are added to these things. I tried so many pairs, tried so many sessions, a whole lot of things. There are so many checklists. Before I'll get to them and trying to journal or review, I'm already tired or exhausted, and I was like, oh, what is important? Now I'm missing on the important lesson of getting a feedback. I had to reduce dial. Now I'm coming back to dialing it a bit down. Like now, like I said yesterday, you can choose to trade one section. Yes, you might be limiting yourself, but those are good for getting. It's good for collecting data. It's good for building consistency. It's good for building confidence. To see what you are actually capable of. You need to do less to achieve more in trading. Do less to achieve more when it comes to trading. Keep it simple. Let's move on. Now I'm going to leave you with this. He said, protect your decision capital as carefully as you protect your trading capital. So people think you only need to protect your trading capital. So I'm risking 1%. You need to only risk 10% or so 1% or 2% of your capital. No. Yes, it's been very important to do that, but you're also neglecting the mental capital, your ability to make good decisions. You need to protect that as well, because long before your capital, your your money capital or your trading capital has been exhausted, you've exhausted your mental capital, because that's where it starts. Where I call it energy leaks. Remember that. Those are where it starts. So go back, get a couple of this book, go through it, follow through the instructions, read it as a manual, read it as a guide. And if you want a copy of this link, remember, go to one of my social medias because I can't see yet best links on this YouTube account. Go to one of my social media accounts, get the ebook, go through the manual, and I wish you the best.